Morning, everybody. Welcome to LOCPod, Midwest's most dangerous podcast. We're pretty dangerous in Indiana too, according to Indy Star.
That's part of the Midwest.
We're part of the Plain States.
The Plain States.
I'm not going with Plains.
Dangerous in the Plains.
Ooh.
Danger in the Plains.
Yeah.
I like it.
I don't think we're part of the Plains, though. Do you consider us a Plain state?
We're pretty flat, Kevin.
Welcome to LOCPod.
You know what?
Danger in the Plains. No?
Go down south, man. It's not that flat, is it?
What are you talking about?
Like when we're in French Lick, for example.
Not south.
Not
flat.
not that flat.
Very hilly towards Kentucky. Yeah, in Tennessee.
Agree.
Very nice, actually. Very beautiful.
Very.
A lot of Trumpers.
Yeah, there didn't used to be, but now there are.
Kyle, the intern's back.
Yeah. Thanks
Thank
to
God.
everybody, right, John?
Thank
for
you.
all the well wishes. And
John's
John's the happiest.
I thought you meant we
in the
had
bunch.
something to do with his health. I was like, what are we?
Well, some good vibes, good karma.
Oh, is that what it is?
Pause.
Yeah.
Kevin, you're correct.
What?
We are not part of the Plains.
All right.
The plains are like Kansas and
Yeah.
Nebraska and Iowa. Well, Iowa, yeah.
Eastern Colorado, probably, and
Yeah.
east of the Rockies,
Nebraska.
west of the Mississippi,
That
maybe
shit
something
is
like that.
boring. Driving through
Iowa,
that. You ever driven through that?
I have I-80.
I used to do that
West.
a lot. I did
I
the
bet.
California to Chicago. I mean, Hammond to Napa.
I
did
flew-
that probably 10 times.
In law school, I remember on my birthday, I flew out to LAX. My dad wanted me to drive back with Matt, and then he picked me up at LAX, and we immediately headed east.
That's awesome. I love drives like that. Do you?
Yeah, I mean, it was a long one.
I'm a good travel companion.
2.5, I think. 2.5
Yeah.
days, something like that.
I'm a good travel companion. If you ever have a long drive, call
I
me up.
appreciate that.
I do.
John's done a lot of long drives.
Yeah, man. John picked
Love
us
it.
up in Arizona.
Yeah,
That
but
was
I know
awesome.
you've done Idaho, right, John, several
Oh, yeah.
times?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Love driving.
I'm doing Cincinnati.
that counts. That's
Yeah.
4 hours.
What is that, 4? Yeah.
Cincinnati's pretty solid.
Not,
But Kyle, the
not that
intern-
exciting.
No, but it will be exciting.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyle, the intern's back.
Welcome back, Kyle.
Yes. I mean, he
Glad
was
you're feeling
he was
better.
down. He's in the hospital. He's
Yeah.
back. He's feeling better. He texted me. I know he's been in touch with John, and John's happy.
I'm thrilled. I mean, I'm equally thrilled that he's doing better and he's back helping out with post-production.
Yes.
Which one are you more thrilled about?
Of course that he's doing better. Love Kyle. Yeah, he's such
Good
a great
answer.
guy.
Good answer.
Good kid.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But
And
so
thank
Kyle the
everyone for
intern's
well
back
wishes.
and Jay Vez is down.
Yeah.
So like we're limping. LOCPod is like under injured reserve. We're like the Cubs.
We have somebody on the IL.
We have people coming and going on IL.
Yeah.
Jay Vez.
Kyle's been reactivated, and Vez is on. Vez is
So-
like day to day.
Yeah, but he's not playing.
You consider right.
Right.
He's day to day on the bench.
He's on the bench. No possibility.
But I
of
mean,
pinch
he's
hitting,
playing.
nothing.
Look.
I get a text from Cantrell
Yeah?
after the show. He's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I'm like, "What's going on?" I check out the pod. First thing, Tom's like, "Yeah, John's having a mental health day." I was like, "What the fuck?"
I said you weren't. I said
No,
you
it
were
was
down
good
for
for
the.
you. It's good to take a show off because I wouldn't know because I never take shows off. You know, because I'm always freaking working in here.
Let's add him up.
Yeah.
This
I think
season,
I've been here more than
no doubt about it.
Yeah.
You've only missed probably 3 or 4 shows in total, right?
Yeah,
John?
John's the least missing.
3 or 4, I
person
bet.
of
I
the
bet you
pod.
John's less than 5 missed shows
Yeah.
in total.
Yeah.
I'm probably
Almost went 2 in a row today. It was close
less than 10. Kevin's probably
in that ballpark.
Yeah.
Probably right around.
Jill misses all the time,
Yeah.
like half.
This isn't even my day.
It's true.
Going home.
She misses over 50% of the time. You notice that?
Yes, and the notorious
I have an attendance
LMP
policy
is-
on LOCPod, Jill. I don't know if you're aware of the LOCPod attendance policy.
Oh no!
What are you gonna do to
you
Lindsay?
gonna cut me out, or God, please don't make me not do this anymore.
Yeah, please don't.
She's getting scared.
I got good news, everybody.
Yes.
I got the Gwyneth Paltrow candle in studio.
Speaking of updates,
In studio. We bought one for you, LOCPod fans. We
Yeah.
spent $140 on Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina candle for you.
Is that it right there?
Thank you to our,
That's
thank you
it
to our
right there.
advertisers.
Can we write this off?
It's on the LOCPod credit card,
It's
which
definitely a
which is
write-off.
an
It's
expense.
a business expense.
It's an expense. This is a
This is
business
absolutely
expense.
business
Joe. This is a
related.
perfect example of a business expense. Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina candle.
Yikes. So I want to thank our advertisers for their advertising dollars. You never know what it's going to get paid. What
by
you're
the
going to
way,
use them for.
Thank you to Powering America. Thank you to
You misprint.
Cantrell and
The bug
Cantrell
guy.
and
Did the
Misprint.
bug guy, Brian?
Yeah.
The bug guy.
Glaucous Law.
Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina. Thank you, bug guy,
Sponsored
for
by the
her
bug
vagina
guy.
candle. It's the
Customer
name of the
insurance.
candle. I've said it a few times. I know it's grossing people out, but this is literally
Byway Brewing.
the name of the candle is "This Smells Like My Vajayjay."
Wow.
It's actually they use the real word.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm just trying.
I am I was kind of like, because I think John actually brought that up when we were talking about the skiing lawsuit. And he's like, did you know? And then ... talked about the candle. And
because it came up as accidentally.
Yeah, kind of right. I mean,
you would think that we would bring this up on purpose, but
no.
I was completely stunned. I never knew there was such thing as this candle.
Looked it up right away. Steve was instructed to purchase one immediately from eBay at double the retail
This
price.
is a used one?
No.
Yeah.
No, it's not
It's
used.
a used
It's a used vagina
Laugh.
candle.
Stop.
Gwyneth Paltrow's used vagina
John's
candle.
in pain by
I
laughing.
can't laugh this episode.
Really?
I'm on
So
You better take your
It's not
headphones off.
used.
We're hilarious.
you could tell it was purchased and resold. But
Can I open it?
no, we have to do it together. Well, I guess.
What?
You got to hold hands?
Would you hold my hand when we do this?
No, I don't.
Is that a threesome then?
I barely. Yes, I
Yeah,
think it
right?
is, John.
A devil's threesome?
Evan, me, and Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina candle. So
What a dream.
It hurts.
yeah. Okay, so
This isn't the way I thought it was going to go down.
I brought a lighter. So here we are.
Well,
All we need to do is open that candle.
I can't believe you're the one with the lighter.
I'm
I
afraid.
know.
I'm
isn't it
a- I'm
funny?
a-
There is no lighter in Smith Sursick, for the record.
And
We
then-
ran all over. Of course, in my car there happened to be a lighter.
Well, I was
Because you never know
fortunate.
when you're going to be on
needing
the
to light a
roadside.
vagina candle.
A perfect example.
Does
Of,
that come in like a car freshener too?
what's that?
Maybe, right?
I don't know.
Different-
I'm a little nervous about because we have to do a whole show in the
I want
studio.
to kind of look. There's got to be like some instructions or something.
Okay, so
You gotta. Oh, never mind.
this smells like Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina.
Well,
That's the name of the candle.
Yeah, and so
She has a lot of weird names for candles. Did you notice that?
Yes, John, do you have that photo?
Yes.
There's one this smells like my orgasm. This smells like my prenup. Okay, whatever. Hands off my vagina. Those are the 4 names of her candles.
At least that we know of. It was interesting, right? I actually looked into this because I was like, all right, well, there's got to be a backstory to this, right? And she was on, well, 2 things. One, it kind of started as a joke, she said, with Jimmy Kimmel or somebody with Jimmy Kimmel. I guess there's a guy, Douglas Little, who owns Heretic Perfume, and she brought it up as a joke, and it wouldn't be cool if someone actually had the guts to do that, and then they did it. And then she also said that this candle's really, this is a quote from Gwyneth Paltrow. John's with the heavy sigh. I just want to get the facts out there,
Yeah.
John. This candle's really like that provocation to say, like, it's amazing to be a woman in every way. It's amazing to have that kind of power, and you deserve to have that agency.
What does that
Paltrow
mean?
explained.
What does that mean?
Jill, do you know what that
Buzzwords.
means?
It's just
This is
buzzwords.
feminism today, by the way.
Really?
Is it?
I'm going to make
Yes.
a candle.
Wouldn't it be cool
Oh
if
my
somebody actually had the
God.
guts to do that?
Go
What
to
a
a
punk
candle making class.
rock
I wanna
feminist
make a
statement
candle.
to have that on your table.
Smells
This
like
candle
penis?
smells like my ball sack, right?
I don't think that's going to sell very
It'll
well.
sell. It'll sell.
People will buy
Will
it.
Marissa
Mayor's-
buy one?
No.
She has the real thing.
It smells like my ball sack, and I have a feeling it won't sell as much as Gwyneth's
Resting
If
dick
Lindsay
face.
was here,
resting dick face.
if Lindsay was
So
here, she
many.
would be so offended by this
Yeah.
conversation. You could not have this.
We're literally, this is the name of the candle. I cannot help that Gwyneth Paltrow named the candle this. I can't help that Steve, our manager, bought this candle on LOCPod credit card. I can't help these things. It's in studio.
You directed him.
Now it's time to light the candle, right?
Can we open it and
Yeah,
just
go
see if
ahead.
there's any like instructions?
I like the flower on the outside, by the way. Could we show the audience the flower? It's very suggestive flower. I'll never look at that flower the same way again,
Go to
actually.
the Kevin Cam here. Oh,
Right?
yeah.
I
Come
forget what
on.
kind of flower
it's a
this is.
caladium, isn't it?
Oh,
Is
good.
it?
Wow, Jill, very
it
good.
is.
I don't know.
Really?
I
Random knowledge.
Looks like a body part.
don't know. Look, okay.
Probably why it's on the box.
This
What does
is
it smell
awesome.
like? Can you smell it?
Yeah, it smells like BO to me. This is
What?
A,
Are you serious?
it says there's a warning on it though.
It smells like BO.
Well, I'm not. I mean, my initial. Unless it's just me, but
That smells. Let me see.
there you go.
You said it smells.
Here, Jill. I'll
That
give you the
doesn't
box.
smell like BO. It smells like flowers, dude. How could you say that smells like BO?
Well, it's kind of like BO mixed with flowers, in my opinion. Maybe not. I mean, that was just the initial.
Where do you get BO from? That smells like a damn perfume.
You see?
It smells like a flower.
So false advertising then.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Here, hold on. Here, hand
To
it.
John.
Here.
I
Can I
can't
read
really
the? Can
stand
I
up.
read some of the warnings? Maybe is this about the candle or a JJ?
All right, let me get it.
Warning: failure to follow these instructions may result in a fire hazard. Trim the wick
Trim the wick.
before
That's what you gotta
and
do.
after every burn.
I heard that's important.
Do not burn longer than 4 hours.
Yeah.
Burn
Just
the candle on
Call
a
a
level,
doctor if it's
fire-resistant
burning for
surface.
longer than 4 hours. It's like
Please refer to the bottom of the candle. for further instructions. All right.
It does not smell like a vagina.
Right?
That's my...
Allow candle to completely cool between every burn.
All right, there you go.
What does it smell like, Joe?
If you replace the word candle with vajayjay,
I
what would
don't
it
know.
say?
It doesn't smell like a body part, right?
It doesn't smell like a flower either.
Okay.
All right.
Do you smell body odor? Like Kevin's.
No, I think Kevin's got a problem.
Yeah, I don't know where Kevin.
Oh,
Whoa!
Dude, that's like
That's
$140
$140
piece. You like toss
Wow.
it across.
And
the
by the
studio.
way,
It's
is this even
used.
it? Look at that sticker.
It does look
like
a
it looks
little
like
bit sus.
like it's a like maybe it's a fraud.
Like
I
it's
think it's a
deformed?
fraudulent.
Are you serious?
look at the
No.
sticker on the front.
I know it's like got bubbles in it.
It looks
Someone's
like somebody
got quality control issues.
for $140 candle. You'd
like-
think that the sticker would be.
But
You
it
would
was
think the
obviously-
wick would be trimmed already.
You would.
It's never been burned.
True.
Okay.
Are we gonna light it right
Yeah,
now?
we're
or-
gonna
Yeah,
light
it's
it.
like
We're
a-
gonna spend $140 on this. Are we gonna resell it? Because if we are, like, just don't
Oh,
burn it.
that's a good question.
Nah, let's burn it.
All right.
This is,
Maybe we
this
should
is going
resell
to
it.
This is gonna go towards our pile of shit.
True.
LOCPod pile of
It's got to
shit.
go in there.
So
Oh no,
always-
these aren't. This is mementos.
All right, here we go. Ready?
Swag. Or not swag,
Drum roll,
not
please.
swag, but
It's burning.
all right. It's officially on.
All right.
That's what she said.
We have Gwyneth Paltrow. In
We
the
have to
studio.
save that box. It's
Yes.
probably
Save the box.
There you go, Kevin.
I can't
So-
wait for Josh Huddlestun to chime in on this when he comes in.
Yeah, Josh is like, great. We did the vagina bit on my
Yeah,
show.
on the
It's
show.
awesome.
Running for mayor.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Poor guy. Why did he agree to come on here?
He's probably gonna no-show us now. Hey, we got a
busy.
good story. We're just gonna leave this candle burning until Josh gets here, so it smells like Gwyneth Paltrow all over the studio when he comes in. So,
Should we do some ads and come back and do
Can we play that
umpires
Usher
and
song?
Trump?
or we could follow. We were doing.
Oh, did I miss the script?
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
There
This
we go
pesky
again.
little thing we work for hours on.
There's a script?
Yeah.
Oh God.
It's like
Easy. This is the disdain look of
this
Tom.
pesky thing that we work hard on the night before. Yeah.
Like, or we could stick to the script.
We could skip to the script,
Because
or we
you're
could,
always
we could
on
fucking
script.
wing it too, man. Let's just go.
No winging.
All right. Umpires walk off the field and quit. You know, this story, there's been a few of these stories out recently. And it started to hit home for me because last year, my son, Patrick's like a little adult. Fair, Kevin?
Yeah, he's mature
He's
for
an
his
old
age.
man.
He
I
is,
love
right,
it.
Jill?
I love
Without a
it.
doubt.
He's like 38 in real life, but he's like
Oh my God,
17.
it's so close to my age. and I just
He's
called him
literally
an old
like,
man.
he reads the newspaper, he watches the news, he drinks coffee. I mean, he's probably smoking a pipe right now. Okay,
Oh.
so like,
Checks on the security cameras. Oh,
dude, Patrick is like,
Does
an
he sit
adult.
on your lawn like
Flies
in a lawn
planes.
chair when he waters the grass?
Yeah,
He wears
in
his
slippers,
socks.
in black
Yeah.
socks.
So last year, Patrick works also. He's a really hard worker. Besides, like, he's a really
Besides being a good kid.
he's a good kid. He's
Is
really
he your
like,
favorite?
focused.
Is he the best?
No, I can never say that. Honestly, I never would say that. There's so many things about my kids that are amazing. But but the thing that Pat last year, Joe, wanted to umpire baseball because he's not afraid to put himself out there. And Pat knows baseball. He played probably 600-700 games in his career. He was on travel team his whole childhood. So Pat goes out last year, and he doesn't have a lot of money, but he goes out and buys all of his gear. And that shit ain't cheap. You know, he got the shoes, he's got the knee guards, he's got the chest guard, the face mask, the whole thing, right? And it was so cute. Like, he's all dressed up, and he took the classes, and he started umpiring out at Dyer Little League last year and got fucking abused, man. He got beat down by the parents. And like, he did it for the summer, and then after one tournament, he came back and said he was just real quiet about it. And we were like, what's the matter, bud? And he's like, nothing. And then we just noticed he stopped because you have to schedule yourself.
Sure.
Right? And he just stopped scheduling himself. And like, he wouldn't talk about it. But like, we were like, and then over the like coming weeks, we start hearing from his brothers and sisters that I guess he had a like parent that's just going off on him and like followed him to the parking lot kind of thing.
Good Lord.
Yeah. And then Pat was just like, dude,
And this, it's like
I'm
a
freaking
16-year-old
16
kid.
years old, and I'm like going to get my ass kicked by an adult who's
Right.
a freaking psychopath
Pass.
because he thinks little Johnny's going to the goddamn majors, right? And Patrick's the only thing holding him back, right?
I mean, you've managed many years.
I've been thrown out. I bet you, Kevin, I'm going to put myself in the 700 to 1,000 game category managing. Okay.
All right.
I've been thrown out of 2 games in my career. 2 games. And
never
one of
gotten-
them I
have
threw
you
my
ever gotten-
hat. I threw my hat in one of them. I was pissed and I
It's
threw my
violent.
hat, and then they threw me out. And then
Okay.
the other one was I was talking shit. and I got thrown out.
But not physically.
No,
violent.
I was talking shit. Actually, what happened in that game, being honest with you, is the umpire was racist. Made a racist comment about my team.
You've talked about this,
and it was really a bad scene. Actually, that was a real bad throwout. I didn't feel good about it, but
never threatening the umpire.
No,
never.
I should have actually, because he said a racial thing about my fans, and but 2 times. But like, we got some crazy stories. But anyway, so this story is about a Texas umpire it's like a 10-year-old baseball game, and the umpire made a call. Kevin and I watched this last night. It was a play at the plate, 10-year-olds. The kid clearly got his foot in. Okay,
yeah, he's safe.
He's safe. And
the ball bounced in, it looked like.
The ball bounced in. The kid got his foot down. He was definitely safe. Even on replay, he was safe. The umpire made the right call. And the coach comes out and just he basically puts 2 fists to his throat and pushes him on the ground.
Yeah, maybe his face even. It was one of those plays, like if you know baseball, it's like, you know how like when the ball skips in, you naturally have to raise your glove?
Yeah.
And then
the kid got his foot down.
Under.
Right. He was clearly safe.
It's like one of those plays.
So, okay, John, go ahead, hit it.
Here we go.
Are now working to interview both sides.
Okay, there he goes. He literally,
Whoa.
so the kid slides in, clearly safe. The umpire calls him safe. Coach comes out, starts arguing. Umpire throws coach out. Coach like balls up 2 fists and hits him in the throat, and the umpire goes straight over onto his back like immediately, and like looks like he's knocked out.
Yeah.
Play that one more time.
Yeah, go ahead and channel. I think if you could see the play, maybe even
Umpire's
a live
down.
stream capturing a 10-year-old
Yeah, there you go. So then he just slow-mo.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's kind of into his face even. And both the umpire and the coach are not small folks, but
The umpire, the coach is like, he's a,
Wow.
like short and stocky.
yeah,
Yeah.
threw him down. And the interesting thing about this is, here's the play. Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go.
In the video,
Here it
Sam
comes.
Phelps, the home plate
down.
umpire, calls a player
It's
safe
a close
at
play.
home.
It was a close
Close play. It's Little League. It's 10-year-old.
It's freaking
It's 10-year-old.
Exactly. It's 10-year-old. For God's sakes. It's, by the way, knowing baseball, this isn't even a playoff game because it's like when this comes out, it's May. You're not playing big baseball games in May. And even in-house, you're playing big baseball games in like early July. This is like a regular season 10-year-old in-house game. And the goddamn coach freaking decks the umpire in front of a bunch of little kids,
Yeah.
man.
After he throws him out, I was like, whoa.
Okay, so that
the
umpire's down.
so the umpire's down. He actually, I think, pressed charges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's another one, the one
Good for
Kevin
him.
found.
Yeah, I think this is just indicative, maybe.
Dude,
of-
this is like minor league, right?
right. This
this
is
is
a minor league
bad,
game.
man.
This went on for minutes. This
Here.
is Lancaster Barnstormer.
But they want to win it here and reward the bullpen. 3-2, Torrance, chopper, right side. They'll get the out at second, back to
Double play.
first.
Safe.
Not in time, and the Barnstormers win.
Okay.
This is going to precipitate one heck of an argument with the first base umpire, P.J. McConville.
So they're
the
celebrating.
Rockers are all over him.
Yeah, it's like a close
One
play.
team
Barnstormers
for-
celebrating.
Celebrate the win on
The other team's arguing
fielder's
the call.
choice grounder. We have an ejection.
He's like right in the umpire's face.
That is Logan
Here comes the
Morrison,
coach.
the first baseman who has been thrown out.
Coach is being cool.
And they are doing everything they can to keep him away
There's a
from
player
the
that wants to kick
umpire.
his
It's the
ass.
first baseman.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, where the safe call. He hit him in the foot. There he throws his shoe off. He goes- The umpire kind of is getting into it, though.
Yeah.
Like, he's going at the player pretty hard. He throws his shoe.
Oh!
Outfielder comes over.
Here comes another player.
Basically-
certainly is not over. Derek Moshe.
They're walking all the way from first base out to the outfield fence, just getting yelled at, screaming.
Wait, at this point, it's like umps versus.
Dude,
Yes.
no cops. And basically,
No security.
the players and coaches are going to kick the umpire's ass. They're literally, it's a minor league baseball game, guys.
Manager may have just been thrown out.
And it's funny, the team that won is telling the umps, go out, get moving.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
weird. It was so. I mean, I don't. There's always been this kind of stuff in baseball, I guess. But I mean, accosting youth umpires is just.
Well, these are
ridiculous.
adults in this case. But you're right. Like, you're talking about a 10-year-old baseball game. You're talking about, in Cat Patrick's case, 16-year-old kid getting abused by adults. It's just,
Yeah.
get a grip, people. Like the odds are, little Johnny has no chance in hell to make it to the majors. If you're lucky, little Johnny will play D3 or D2 baseball. If you're lucky, if little Johnny's amazing, he'll play D3 or D2 for 4 years, where he'll stop playing baseball after that and go get a job. So like, let's just get grips.
Get real.
It's not the umpire that's holding little Johnny back. Okay,
that play won't hold little Johnny.
Well, you
back.
also can't find umpires.
That's a really good point,
for any
Joe.
sport.
Yeah.
And not just umpires. If you want to make a shit ton of money, go get your IHSA license. You can ref every game. You can ump every game, every sport. They never have enough.
but they don't pay shit though. I mean, why? Like, if
Paying
I went
more,
to do
though.
baseball, I know more about baseball than a lot of people. I'd love to umpire. Like, for what? Go out there, get yelled at for $50 a game? Like,
No, that's
that.
what I'm saying though. Like they can't find them.
Right.
You cannot find. People don't want to coach, so then you have parents who don't know shit about the sport, and
Right.
you don't have a pool to draw from for good coaches. So then you get assholes like that.
I would say
who
this.
are-
And I've noticed in high school sports, at least that I've seen, they're very strict about you can't. I mean, you will get kicked out if you say one thing to the ump or the ref.
Oh,
they will
dude.
kick the parents.
I told you when I was coaching with Dave
There's
at Purdue,
zero
we never-
tolerance.
We didn't argue with umpires ever. It actually was good for me to do that. Dave Griffin, coach of Purdue Northwest baseball, taught me early on because I was sort of a hothead when I first got involved in baseball. I was sort of a hothead, and then I really calmed down a lot. And then when I coached with Dave, because I was managing my own travel team, but I was coaching for Dave, and when I did that, I literally changed how I operate towards umpires. I just said I'm not confrontational at all.
Well, you're usually
You
not
just
going to
live
change
with
the
it.
call anyway.
You're not ever going to win an argument, and especially if there's only one umpire there. By the way,
No
if there's one
replay.
umpire there, they're not going to change their mind. If there's two, you got a chance
Maybe.
sometimes, but with one, and a lot of times in baseball, you have one umpire. So like, what are you doing? You're arguing with the guy, asking him to change his mind. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, just gotta live with it.
All right, hey, we got Josh Huddlestun. He's the Democratic nominee for mayor of Hobart as our guest today. He's coming on in about 10 minutes.
5 minutes, yeah, 7 minutes.
So we're going to do, come back from ads. We're going to do a quick thing on Trump's indictment. We have a couple of clips we're going to play, and then we're going to do ads. And then when we come back after that, we got Josh Huddlestun in studio. So let's go ahead and start with Tortillas Nuevo Leon, which is the gold standard for Mexican cuisine throughout the Midwest. Look for Tortillas Nuevo Leon's popular red and white label at your local grocery store and enjoy quality Mexican products made with local expertise.
Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón. Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón.
The Bug Guy Pest Control. Warmer temperatures mean unwanted guests such as ants, spiders, wasps, mosquitoes, and more. Shut down their party before it gets started. A comprehensive pest plan from The Bug Guy will help you enjoy the great outdoors as well as the indoors all summer long. To solve your pest problem or start a preventative plan, call The Bug Guy today and tell the pest he's on the way. Call Brian at 219-810-7481.
Calumet Brewing. Whether you're on the golf course or just spending a day in the sun, Michelob Ultra with only 95 calories, 2.6 carbs, and 4.2% ABV is the perfect beer for a summer day. Michelob Ultra brews a light lager that's worth every single sip. So no matter if you're kicking back after a long workout, a pickup game at the park, or a day out in the fairways, you're sure to enjoy this great light beer. Don't just drink it, enjoy it. You can also head over to the Michelob Ultra website and social media pages for details on this great family of beers. Enjoy the Ultra lifestyle with beers and cheers responsibly.
Powering America. Been a sponsor of LOCPod from season one. Every
from the
single season.
get-go.
Every single season. And, you know, we appreciate the men and women of Powering America and what they do for the region and what they do for unions. I just wanted to start off before I get into the commercial and say thank you to Powering America for sponsoring LOCPod every single one of our season. And we're looking forward to your sponsorship in season 10 as well.
That's a good. That was,
Good.
Good
I made
job.
Steve's job easy.
yeah, man, you should get part of that commission.
Are you looking for a new career in 2023? If so, you want to earn a competitive wage while you gain valuable hands-on experience as an electrician? If so, did we mention? Let's start over again, Power
Wow.
America. Looking for a new career in 2023? Earn a competitive wage while you gain valuable hands-on experience as an electrician. Did we mention employer-paid benefits, including health insurance, pension, and annuity? If so, visit JACT, JACT697.org. That's JACT697.org, sponsoring by Powering America.
Byway Brewing is a family-friendly microbrewery with a spacious tap room and outside patio. Our brewing equipment offers a unique backdrop for your private event like weddings, reunions, or corporate parties. Byway is conveniently located just off 8094 at the Kennedy Avenue South exit. Come on by and enjoy Byway's award-winning beers and unbeatable menu. For more information, check out bywaybrewing.beer.
All right.
Thank
you to our sponsors.
Thank you to our sponsors. We're going to do a quick stop before we hit the second half of ads. And like I said, in about 5 minutes or so, we're going to have Josh Huddlestun, the next mayor of Hobart. He's the Democratic nominee, in studio. We wanted to hit a quick stop real quick and update you on last show. We talked a lot about Trump's indictment on classified documents. This is not a deep dive, but it's interesting to me because, TikTok is beleaguered. It's under pressure from people like our attorney general. In fact, Montana outlawed TikTok. But I tell you, I've been on TikTok since my campaign for U.S. Senate, and my algorithm is dialed into politics like you wouldn't believe. And I get some crazy stuff. I get politics and music now. But this, and I'm sure some of you have heard this. It's the tape of Donald Trump speaking with a writer who's doing a book about him, a publisher, and 2 of his staff members at Mar-a-Lago. He's talking about basically, what's the gentleman's name, Kevin, that he was attacking? He was the defense secretary.
I believe from reports I've read, it was General Milley.
It was General Milley. And he's trying to prove that General Milley is lying in this conversation. And he's saying, he's talking to the publisher, he's talking to his writer, and there's 2 staff members. I believe both of those staff members were indicted, Kevin?
No, I believe that one of them might have been Mr. Nada, who was indicted.
So one of these people in this room gets indicted for conspiracy for helping Trump hide classified material. But in this interview, in this tape we're about to play, Donald Trump is literally bragging to these people about General Milley's and how General Milley's is lying and how Donald Trump's got the proof right here that General Milley's is lying about an invasion of Iraq. He's like, this is top secret material. This right here proves that General Milley is lying to you. And he's showing it to just regular schlubs with no security clearance at all.
I think that's the key.
Right. This is a top secret document that shows invasion plans of another country. And he's showing it to a reporter. He's showing it to a publisher and 2 dudes, none of whom have a security clearance.
Well, and I think maybe, and I kind of lean on you, Tom, and about these instances because you're the only one I know that ever had a clearance. And so what I guess I would ask you is in your training in the Navy, were you instructed, like, not only do you not take the documents out, it's like you don't show them to anybody that doesn't have a clearance?
Absolutely not. And I was talking about, I had information, a secret information on a nuclear reactor and an engineering system that was known by tens of thousands of sailors, hundreds of thousands of sailors. So it's not like it's secret. We don't want it to get out to the Russians. We don't want it to get out to our enemies because they could duplicate it, right? But it's not like it's not known. Mm-hmm. There's literally 100,000 people that see the same information I'm looking at. This information that Donald Trump's showing people, we're talking about less than 100 people have access to that. Yeah. Less than 100.
Yeah, I agree.
And he's just showing it blatantly to people. Yeah, and I think that's the difference, Kevin. This is like a whole different level.
But I mean, even in your training, I guess what I'm saying is, did you know not to share? Like, people had to have clearance to look at documents. It was instilled into us that we couldn't take our homework home. It was instilled to us that we couldn't talk to our family about this. Like, and nobody wanted to talk about it anyway. It's engineering. Hey, you want to hear about this nuclear reactor? Nobody wants to hear that stuff. You want to talk about the invasion of Iran, a country that we're not planning on invading? The general public does, and I don't think we're about to invade Iran. Do you, Kevin? No.
But like Donald Trump is showing just regular people, this could cause problems in the world.
Kind of to make a personal point.
Yeah.
Like, I was right.
I think he's showing off. He's just like, hey, look at me. I have access to this stuff, and General Milley's lying. I have proof right here that he's lying. Let's listen to the tape.
Example, he said that I wanted to attack Iran. Isn't that amazing? I have a big pile of papers. This thing just came up. Look, this was him. They presented me this. This is off the record, but they presented me this. This was him. This was the Defense Department and him. Wow. We looked at some. This was him. This wasn't done by me. This was him. All sorts of stuff. Pages long, look. Wait a minute. Let's see here. Yeah. I just found, this totally wins my case, except it's like highly confidential. Yeah. Secret. This is secret information. Look at this. You attacking. By the way, isn't that incredible? Yeah. I was just thinking, because we were talking about it, and he said you wanted to attack Iran. You did. This was done by the military and given to me. I think we can probably, right?
I don't know. We'll have to see. Yeah, we'll have to try
Declassify it.
to figure out it. Yeah.
See, as president, I could have declassified it.
Yeah.
Now again, but this is still a secret.
Yeah. Now we have a problem.
Isn't that interesting?
Dude, it shows he is aware that it's secret. He knows it's secret, and he's showing other people. This is like gonna hang him. John, what do you think?
Was this audio in the indictment?
It was
Yes.
part of the recording.
I thought
Yeah,
so,
it was
yeah.
presented to the
Part
grand
of this
jury.
transcript, John, was in it. It had to do with when he was in New Jersey and allegedly presented this document to a publisher and a writer and discussed it. And the document does have a classification on it.
That staffer is just like laughing. He's so
Yes.
you
So
can tell he's
uncomfortable.
It's the writer.
So
it's the writer.
nervous.
Because he's like, hey, you could write about this, right? And he's like, I have to check.
That's the staffer saying that because
It's the
the
staffer. I
staffer's
thought
like,
it was the writer.
we need, and John's right. It's like nervous laughter. Right,
Yeah.
John?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I don't think I'm supposed to be seeing this.
Well, I think the staffer probably knows that he's not to be showing it to somebody else. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, for example, if one of the staffers was this not a guy, and I don't know if it was or not,
The Navy guy.
he had a clearance, I'm sure, at some point.
Yeah,
and
he did.
understands- Right. And right,
I
and
did
understands
too,
it.
but you
Right,
can't
sure.
show me invasion plans for Iran, Kevin.
And I think his nervousness had to do with showing it to the writer and publisher. Like, he's trying to
I'd
show,
be nervous
like,
he's
look,
showing it to me. If he's showing it to me, I'm like, I don't want to see this shit.
And
like,
what did he
are
say
you
at
doing?
the end? Like, now we have a problem?
Yes.
He's like,
And now we have a
oh,
problem.
God. And are these? Is this the? What are they?
These are some of the photos of the
That was-
storage room.
So now, Kevin, you presented something last night that was interesting to me about the attorney and the presentation the attorney made to the FBI because he thought there was only 11 boxes, and then the attorney found out differently.
Yeah. So this is interesting, and if you have time, I would encourage anyone, to read the indictment and make your own conclusion. And I'm not going to even kind of like scratch the surface on like the argument that there's two forms of justice in the U.S. and like Trump's getting one of them and Hillary and the Bidens are getting another. I'm talking about just read the indictment. I think I heard Bill Barr even say, this is serious. If these allegations are true, they're very serious.
Well, Bill Barr and Trump freaking hate each other.
Okay, agree. I give you that, John. So the other thing that I found was interesting, and this has to do with the attorney certification. So basically, Trump got served a subpoena, and they said, you need to do a diligent search. This is May of 22. You need to do a diligent search on all the things you have and give us everything you've got. Give us all the classified documents you have and certify that you've done a diligent search and that you're giving us everything. So he meets with an attorney in May. He says, come back June 2nd, and I'll let you look through everything, and you can search through everything, and we'll make the certification. Attorney comes back. During that time, though, the FBI has video allegedly that shows that there were like 60-some boxes that were in the storage area, and when the attorney showed up, there were a lot less, like half or less of those boxes. And the attorney didn't know boxes were taken away. So the attorney goes through the boxes that are there and says, okay, I found 38 documents. Meets with Trump. Trump's like, hey, did you find anything good or bad? And if he found anything bad, he kind of makes this like plucking motion, like
Get rid of it.
Mm-hmm. The attorney has notes on that, I guess, or an audio note on
The
that.
attorney
at his
ended up
meeting.
telling that to the FBI.
He got forced to tell that to the FBI whether or not it was privileged or not, I guess that's for later. But he did end up telling that to the FBI, or he had to turn over his notes to the FBI. And then ended up where he made the certification based on only the boxes. He thought it was all the boxes. So the certification is made by an attorney, another attorney, by the way, which is weird anyway, and signs off on, here's everything. Well, it ends up the video shows that there was a lot more that the attorney didn't even know about. And that's actually part of the...
Did the attorney get indicted also?
He did not, because he
probably
didn't
is
have any
cooperating.
knowledge.
He's probably a cooperating witness, right? I'm
well,
sure.
at least his notes are cooperating. I don't know if he
He's
testified
gotta
before the
be.
grand
Dude,
jury or not.
he's going to get in trouble if not, man. I would cooperate if I
No,
was
I'm
that
just saying, I
attorney.
don't know if they called him. You don't know if they
Right.
called him for
I'm
the
sure
grand
they
jury or
did.
not,
I'm
but they
sure
definitely
they
have
did.
his notes
I'm
and
sure
his
they
audio
did,
notes
Kevin,
is
right?
what I heard. Maybe. I mean, probably. And
Well,
the
they would be like, attorney, you made a representation to us that these were all the documents, and it wasn't. There was boxes and boxes of documents.
Well,
so they're going to obviously confront him about that.
They could, but the attorney could also use privilege as a reason
Unless-
not to answer, which is why I think they definitely have his notes and they have his
Isn't like
information.
if in furtherance of a crime, you could pierce the veil of privilege?
I don't know.
If it's in furtherance of a crime?
Well, you'd have to show
if you're
knowledge.
if I'm using you as a lawyer to commit a crime.
And that's one of the allegations in the indictment. Tom,
That's right.
Against Trump.
Right.
Right. So the attorney didn't. I don't think the attorney knew, and that was the point. So
all right, can we play one TikTok on the way out while Jill goes out and grabs Josh? This TikTok's important because if you remember in 2016 when Donald Trump was running for president of the United States, there was a situation with Hillary Clinton where she was careless with classified emails, and she had a server in her house, and it was not a proper setup. And Donald Trump was railing on this when he was candidate.
It was a big issue in the 2016 campaign.
Right. So we'll go ahead and play that. When we come back, we'll do some ads, and then we're going right into Josh Huddlestun. You got it, John?
I mean, it says it's playing, but it's not.
You don't have any audio?
Yeah, no audio. The second link, John.
This is it. It's
I thought that
there's no audio.
No.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well,
sorry,
it's
guys.
basically Trump in 2016 saying how his administration is going to be the king of making sure that they enforce the classified documents.
Let me see if it works this way.
Oh, wow.
Can't have someone
There you go.
in the Oval Office who doesn't understand the meaning of the word confidential or classified. This was not just extreme carelessness with classified material, which is still totally disqualifying. This is calculated, deliberate, premeditated misconduct followed by a cover-up. In my administration, I'm going to enforce all laws concerning the protection of classified information. No one will be above the law.
A little bit telling there.
Crazy, right?
Prophetic.
Yeah. I mean, by the way, that is true what he's saying. Nothing happened to her, but whatever.
No, I
Anyways,
mean,
moving on.
that's fine, dude.
And on to Cantrell and Cantrell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect
Hey,
timing.
Josh Huddleston's in the studio. Nice to see you.
Oh,
you're not
we're gonna get
on
that.
hold.
We're gonna get that mic working.
Yeah. Is that it?
We're out.
Yeah,
We're
you're
in.
in.
I gotta get closer.
Happy
No,
to
you're
be
good.
Here. No, you're
Happy
good.
to be here.
How do you like the smell of the studio?
It smells delectable.
Nice. You're like, it smells musty.
It does a little bit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was my take on it.
Cantrell and Cantrell. Cantrell and Cantrell, attorneys at law. Are you injured? Are you in trouble with the law? If so, give us a call and schedule your consultation today with somebody who's in the court and at the jail every day. Call John Cantrell at 219-554-4LAW. That's 219-554-4529. Or call Kristen Cantrell as well, same number. Or visit their website at bettercallcantrell.com. John and his wife, Kristen, make a great team and are waiting to hear from you.
Rogers Roofing. When you want the best for your home and family, trust the best in the business, Rogers Roofing. Rogers Roofing has transformed homes in Northwest Indiana and Chicagoland for more than 54 years, providing quality roofing, siding, gutters, and windows, all backed by the best warranties in the industry. To learn more and to schedule your free consultation, visit rogersroofing.com or call 219-933-9145 today. That's rogersroofing.com, 219-933-9145. And remember, at Rogers Roofing, excellence is expected every time.
Kuklakis Law. Are you facing legal challenges and you don't know where to turn? Look no further than Kuklakis Law, your trusted source for legal advice in Indiana and Illinois. Do you need representation buying or selling real estate? Call Kuklakis Law. Do you need help forming your business? Call Kuklakis Law. Did you get injured in a car crash or at your job? Guess what? Call Kuklakis Law. No matter what your legal issue is, call Kuklakis Law at 219-671-6347 for a free consultation. Hablamos Español.
I love it when Kevin Smith of Smith Sursick reads off Kuklakis Law.
I was like, how I'm like undermining
Yeah,
my
you're
ability
up
to
for
keep the lights on here.
They outbid you.
Yeah, right.
I guess, yeah. I mean,
They wanted him
Steve Kellogg
specifically.
wants to have as many lawyers in these ads as possible.
So great. It's an insult
Kellogg,
to you.
It
really.
is insulting. Thanks, Steve.
Yeah. Misprint Printing. Misprint specializes in delivering the highest quality signs and printing on time and under budget. Misprint's experience and technology allows them to offer custom commercial on-demand printing, sign solutions, and damn Skippy. Rick Baltonsberger and his team have served Chicagoland and
Took an
Northwest.
eye out there with the councilman.
Rick Baltonsberger and his team have served Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana for over 30 years. They have two convenient locations to serve you in Munster and in Hammond.
The Ron J. Prestomer Insurance Agency has been located for decades right on Indianapolis Boulevard, serving all your insurance needs. They specialize in a wide variety of insurance products and services, including auto, home, business, life, and more. The Prestomer Agency serves over 1,000 people and businesses in all Chicagoland and Midwest. Call Ron, Ronnie, or Michael at 219-844-0103.
Josh Huddlestun. How you doing, buddy?
Great.
In the house.
In the house.
Councilman currently, Democratic nominee for mayor, lifelong Hobart resident.
Lifelong.
About to become Hobart's next mayor. How does that feel?
Pretty good. Hopefully we got work to do in November. But
I know.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking
I have
good.
confidence in you, and of course you're going to work hard. Blah blah blah. But I have confidence in you.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. Sitting on the city council for the last 8 years has been.
How old are you? It's 8 years.
Yeah, man.
How old are you?
33.
So
since 25.
25.
You've been on the council.
Wow.
That's impressive.
Did you know when you were in school that you were going to go into elected office?
Yeah, this is the first time I'm telling this on air, but I actually ran.
I love it. It's a LOCPod exclusive.
LOCPod exclusive. I actually ran for class president when I was in high school in Boston. I didn't just lose; I got third.
Wow,
that's not going to happen in this election.
Myself.
Really? Who's the top two? Are they still around?
Yeah, I think they were. Yeah, one of them finished like top in our class, and
all right,
so
it's respectable.
Respectful, right?
Yeah. Good academic.
And then the second one was a little sleeper, and then I got third. I was surprised, but we learned a lot during that campaign in high school. We regrouped and came back.
To never repeat those mistakes again.
Yeah, sometimes you lose. Those are the best lessons. So we geared up. And
how does it feel to kind of be on this precipice of just about ready to be the top executive in your hometown?
I mean, it's pretty exciting. I mean, I know a lot. I mean, we just the overwhelming support of a lot of the people. I mean, Hobart's an awesome city. I mean, there's
an awesome city.
A lot of. I mean, there's
it's
a lot
blue collar.
Blue collar. A lot of great people. I mean, we come together. Really.
It's like middle class or upper middle class. It's in that ballpark, right? It's not tons of poverty in Hobart.
No, we got a lot of blue collar workers. I mean, a lot of union guys, a lot of people that strap their boots up and go to work every day with the lunch pail. And I mean, we have a good mix of people in Hobart. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't know that Hobart geographically is the second largest city in Lake County.
I'll tell you, when I go to Hobart, one thing that's amazing to me when I drive through Hobart is like I feel like I'm out in the farm, and then next thing you know, I'm like on a busy street.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing about Hobart.
Weird.
It's like
weird.
very
like
rural.
Where am I?
It's like Josh said. It's a huge city.
Yeah.
So Gary's the biggest geographical city at
Sure.
50 square miles. What's Hobart?
26 and a half.
Ooh.
Oh, it's a little bit bigger than Hammond.
Look at that. Think about that. It's bigger than Hammond, and I always think Hammond's big.
Hammond is
geographically
because it's a L. That's why it's big, but
it causes problems when you got to pave roads and run sewers. I mean, you got to go a long way.
Have police go 26 miles.
Yeah,
what's the population?
About 30,000.
So think about that.
Challenge. That's the challenge.
Bigger than Hammond, half the less than half the population.
That's the challenge. It's like so your fire and your police have twice the distance to cover with less density,
but a lot of open space
and a lot of railroads too.
Yeah,
which is a problem. I
know
that you guys talk about that.
We both have that one there. Yeah.
So we got 3 railroads that city, so we got to have firehouses and certain areas. So it's a challenge. But like I said, geographically, it's a big city. But yeah, we're excited. I mean, we love the city of Hobart. I mean, we had opportunities to go places, but we've chose Hobart every time.
Good.
So
I've always
Bricky for life.
I've always been close to the mayor of Hobart ever since my career started. So no pressure, Josh.
No. We'll see how today goes. Don't beat me up.
Don't be messing that up. No, because when I came in as Mayor Linda. And then Mayor Bryan, Mayor Linda's a sweetheart. I'm still friends with her to this day. But Mayor Bryan took over, right? It was Mayor Bryan next, and he's in his 4th term.
Yep,
and
term.
Brian and I were good friends his whole term, and he's a great guy. And the interesting thing is Mayor Snedecor, who's never come on LOCPod, we definitely got to get him on here, right? But Mayor Snedecor switched parties about a year ago, or a couple years ago
now,
and became it was a couple years ago, and became a Republican. He was a Democrat his whole career, which didn't surprise me because I know Brian. I don't think it surprised you, right, Josh?
No, he's pretty conservative in his
right. He was always very conservative, and Josh, he still supports you, and he's a Republican mayor, and he's supporting you for Democratic mayor. Is that a fair statement?
I mean, we work together well on the council, so I mean, it's been, Hobart's unique in the sense that, like, our council, we get along. There's not a lot of infighting. I mean, a lot of our votes are 7-0, 6-1, 5-2.
That's not a bad thing.
What's the makeup politically?
We have 6 Democrats, 1 Republican on the council, and so I mean,
can you tell? Like, is the Republican stick out sometimes and be difficult, or is it just?
No,
that's great.
If you didn't know who was who, you wouldn't have any idea.
I think that's what's interesting in local politics, especially locally. It's mostly about where you at on the issues that affect the community.
You're right, Kevin.
Right? It's not you're not usually talking about national issues.
Kevin, the interesting thing is where national issues are brought into cities, that's where you start developing problems.
Agreed.
And you see that going on in LaPorte right now.
Or in school boards even.
School boards,
yeah,
for sure.
Right.
Great example. But like in LaPorte, you're starting to see national issues seep into city and county races, right?
Yes.
And it's turning into you got
show.
Trump stuff going on. And I'm not saying it's all Trump's fault,
right.
But you're seeing national issues take over LaPorte County right now, and it's ugly. It's ugly as hell. I agree with you, Kev.
Yep.
You got to leave that stuff out.
I'll tell you, when I ran, I had yard signs, and obviously it says Democrat on it, and people put tape over it. They're like, I want your yard sign. I want to support you, but I don't want it to say that word. I'm like, it's crazy to me, though.
But
that,
who cares? Put
that
the tape
level
on there, right?
That level is kind of, it's just, it's crazy.
And that's interesting to me, Josh, because I think that's a indication of like where America is. It's like you feel like so polarized, like some people that consider themselves Republicans won't even like say the word Democrat, or Democrats don't want anything to do with anybody who's a Trump supporter or something. It's crazy. It's
Kevin, I
so
ran into
polarized.
that so much, as you know,
Polarized.
in the Senate race. I ran into that so much. It's like people are like, I like you, but you're a Democrat. It's weird.
But when you're on the campaign trail, you meet people and you connect with them, and you go to a baseball game, whatever, with them, or you would have a beer with them. But like from like a political standpoint, it's just so polarizing.
How about this, Josh? I was at the Dead Show the other day with Kevin. Okay, and at that show, Kevin, there's probably 40% Republicans at least. Probably Trump supporting Republicans, a lot.
At the Dead Show?
Okay, let's say 30 to 40. They were there.
Sure, for you,
but,
yeah.
Like, you would never know it in a million years.
That show's a place where nobody cares what you're doing.
Everybody's just
enjoy
freaking chilling and enjoying each other's company. And I was high-fiving people. People were buying each other's beers. Somebody, like, bought me a beer, just like rando. It's like a great community, right? And then, like, you don't even think about. I was thinking, one guy was like, I was talking to him, nice guy, and I was thinking to myself, this person's probably a Trump supporter, because you could just I could sort of tell. I just got that vibe from him
at the Dead Show.
But what I'm saying is, it didn't matter there, right?
Sure doesn't matter.
But like, if
just
him
like
and I walked outside and then we started talking about like any other issue, we probably wouldn't like each other. But in that situation,
yeah, I think it's one of those things with politics that, like, again, I think what I like about local politics, at least around here, is that national issues don't seem to really seep in, except for LaPorte, as you pointed out, Mayor, and that usually is what makes the community better, right? Because you're dealing with community issues, and you can disagree on community issues, and people do.
Yeah.
Not necessarily about party lines. One of the questions I had for you, Josh, was, as councilman, what have you enjoyed the most about serving your community?
There's a lot of things, but mostly, I mean, I think helping people solve issues. I mean, that's really, obviously we do a lot of stuff, vote on the budget and so on and so forth, but helping the people that, maybe couldn't get help before, helping them connect the dots or navigate City Hall. I mean, city government as a whole, and a lot of people don't realize that, like, when there's a project going on, everyone, they think it's all their tax dollars and stuff. So just helping people navigate that, get information out. I mean, I was like one of the first council members to put the agenda online. So our council agenda, park board agenda, and people started to respect that, and they started to pay more attention and just getting information out there. So just helping people understand kind of government as a whole, and then helping them solve problems. Like when roads get paved, people are like, they think it's the greatest thing that the road's been paved, hadn't been paved in 20 years or whatever. So that's exciting.
Let me ask you another question then. What are you most nervous about? Because you've got to be. I had a lunch the other day with Eddie Melton, and it definitely hit him. I'm going to be the next mayor of Gary, and you could tell like he's preparing himself. But like it was a lot different than the first time I met with him after he won. I'm sure you've had plenty of time to reflect since your primary victory. What keeps you up at night now, Josh?
I think being a failure. I think there's when you look at a city, what I define success, what Kevin defines success, what Mayor Tom defines success is different than what everyone else would define success. And so kind of the path that you go down, and some of these projects take years to come to fruition. And if it's a failure, it's not exactly what you thought it was going to be, or solve the problem you thought it was going to be. So I think being a failure, in terms of the outlook and not being successful, that's what keeps me up at night. I mean, I work hard. I'm going to go out there and do the best I can. But at the end of the day, like the voters are that's your boss,
and the buck stops with you all of a sudden.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I think that's what keeps me up at night. I mean, familiar with it, you being around the City Hall for the last 8 years. I mean, those things, that doesn't the day to day. I understand it. The experience on the council is going to help me. I think just being a failure in my hometown is what keeps me up at night, because at the end of the day, like those are my friends and my friends' family.
Sure.
Yeah. And I got to look them in the eyes and be like, hey,
I want to flip the tables a little bit and ask Mayor Thomas question, because you got like a veteran, seasoned mayor, right?
I love it.
I want you to go back 20 years, and I want you to tell Josh what made you nervous when you first walked into City Hall.
I had big shoes to fill. The media didn't like me when I walked in, and what I've learned I've learned a lot since then. Okay, and I tell that openly, and I'm going to tell you, like, I made mistakes. I did things early on I wouldn't do now, right? But that's just going to come. You're going to make mistakes, Josh. You're going to make a lot of mistakes. Okay. And like coming to grips with that though is a healthy thing, bud. Like I tell people I make mistakes. Sometimes I screw up. And I think your bosses, the residents of Hobart, are going to appreciate frankness like that. It's like, you're a young man. You've never been a mayor before. You're not going to be perfect. Just coming to grips with that is very important in my opinion. It really is. Like that's like reflecting 20 years. And I made so many mistakes.
You've said on numerous occasions, you've said, it took me probably a good year to 18 months to really feel that I was in that's where I was supposed to be, and I was in that job for a reason.
I think it was even longer than that.
Yeah.
I think I would say 5 years, even after my first. I started getting better, and then I think I was operating at a real high level after about 7. Josh, you said something that was very important also just now. You said a lot of the projects you start, it takes a few years. A lot of projects, the big expensive projects, take like 7-8 years. You have to line up federal money. You have to go through the NERC process. You have to get it engineered. So a lot of times you'll see a mayor that starts a project and does a good thing and then screws up and then they get fired. And the next mayor comes in and gets all the credit.
I'm all for like Josh just going for re-election, and he's going to make those. You're going to see those projects to the end, man. You're going to be like Mayor Tom.
No, I'm not
20
saying
years.
that Josh is going to do that. I'm just saying like make sure that you're good with your bosses so that you can see those projects to fruition, bud.
Yeah, I think one of the other things too that's going to help me is like Mayor Tom. When I first got in the council, 8 years ago, we got lunch, and I think having that
Asparagus.
network. Well, that, and then there was another place somewhere that Mexican place.
Yeah, is it El Taco out here?
No, it wasn't. There was a different one somewhere.
I'm a good Mexican restaurant guy, but I do meet with elected officials a lot.
And he
it
was
was memorable to
the
me,
food.
but it was.
He was like, "Wait, where do we go?"
Right. No, I met with you for dinner at Asparagus for sure.
One of the things that reaching out to
let me tell my story here, Mayor.
Like my bad.
We never met at Asparagus. That was a different guy.
Jesus, that's embarrassing.
But just having that network of people and being able to reach out to the mayors and having a good relationship with Brian and yourself and other mayors throughout Lake County.
Hey Josh, we should go to Asparagus together.
We should.
Just to make sure the mayor can say you went there with you.
It's a great restaurant. Josh is awesome. He's going to be excellent. The residents of Hobart already love him, but when you become mayor, it's different, bud. And then I think that one of the Brian does the mayor's night out, right?
He does not know.
I think Mayor Josh should.
So we do a live video on Monday nights on Facebook, and, and we kind of answer questions in the chat. Because
but if I'm an 85-year-old and I don't have Facebook, I don't see that, right?
No, you don't.
But 85-year-olds go to mayor's night out,
and they tend to vote,
and they vote, and they vote. No, I'm just saying, Josh, be that person that's available for everybody, and you're going to get reelected as many times as you want because you're a young man and you could be in this job a long time, like I was.
That'll be great.
You're going to be younger when you take over as mayor of Hobart than I was when I took over as Hammond.
That's amazing.
Yeah, because you were 34.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you're gonna get him by that.
We were just talking about this last night.
You're gonna get him.
He's like, "What were you, 34?" Oh yeah, I'll be 33. I was like, "You."
When you put the clip up on the Facebook page, the LOCPod page, someone texted me and told me that I needed to tell you this is like when MJ told Magic Johnson to be the sheriff in town.
I love it, baby. I love it, baby.
I love it.
Josh has a funny ass story though. So, Josh, you and I I'm trying to remember how this went down. You told me
you were at Asparagus.
Night. Oh, no. Okay, so
we were not Asparagus.
I was at the Spaniels it was Mayor Snedecor's inauguration or something.
Round Table.
The
Mayor's Round Table.
That's right. And then I showed up, and the Spaniels were friends of ours, Kevin, because they played the festival a few times.
Absolutely.
It's a famous
what you call a rhythm and blues? Yeah, doo-wop, rhythm and blues, something like that.
But they also have a connection to Mayor Snedecor. I've met them through Mayor Snedecor. So Snedecor had them playing at one of his events. And Josh, you tell the story from here.
So the mayor, the round table was at our Hobart Community Center, and the mayor invited all the council members, and I showed up. And I'm sitting at the table in the back, I think it was one of my first years on the council, so super fresh. I'm sitting in the back, just kind of observing everything, just soaking it all in. And the lead singer from the Spaniels comes up to me, and he said, "Hey, man, where's your dad at?" I'm like, "My dad? My mom's a single mom. I haven't seen my dad in 25 years. I don't know where he's at." He's like, "No, he was just here." I'm like, "No, if my dad's here, we're in bad shape." And he's like, "Hey, stop messing with me, man." I'm like, honestly, my parents have been divorced. I don't know. My dad's here. We're in trouble. He's like, "Come on, man. Where's Mayor Tom at?" I'm like, "Mayor Tom is not my dad."
That is awesome.
He's a good-looking young man.
Yeah,
I'll take pride in that. Yeah.
Well, now you can invite your dad over to City Hall.
By the way, it's not impossible. Lindsay's just only a couple years younger than you, Josh.
Well,
Lindsay's 2 years younger than you.
Yeah.
So,
Look at you guys.
Look at me, man.
Father and son duo.
I don't know about
you
all
never
that.
know.
You guys are pushing it a little bit there.
I am old enough to be
So,
your dad. That is messed up.
Where do you see yourself where do you see the city in 4 years?
Better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a lot of challenges. It's not all sunshine and rainbows.
Well,
I mean,
you have a financial issue that I know Mayor Snedeker worked on and got legislation passed by the State House, which they needed to get involved because it's a refund of property taxes. It's a very large number.
yeah, it's the most ludicrous thing in the world.
It is.
I mean, they were overassessed. They paid more in taxes.
You're talking about big box stores.
The big box appeals, and then the city is in the school district too. I mean, Maryville Schools is putting a big bill out or writing a big check. I mean, that's a big financial burden on us, and so basically the mall appealed their taxes, and we got to pay $20 million.
But that's all worked out though. I mean, it's just repaying the debt now, right?
Yeah, but I mean that's a hit to our general fund. I mean that's a big deal to
Still
us.
a payment every year.
Yeah, I mean luckily we got some legislation passed, but I don't think it needs to stop there. I mean I think this needs to be looked at from a bigger spectrum. No city's immune to it.
Is that so? Budget issues that going to be your biggest challenge? You think?
Yeah, the budget issues are that.
Because I mean, crime thankfully is not very prevalent in your community, Hobart.
No, I mean, really, the crime is pretty. I mean, it's low. It's trending down in Hobart. I mean, even with our Route 30 corridor, which a lot of the crime would be, retail.
Right.
But it's trending down. I mean, our police do a really good job, and we're doing a lot of things. Proactive LPR cameras, that kind of stuff.
Awesome,
that's starting to.
Body cams for the officers.
Oh, we do not have body cams.
You should try to look on that.
Police will be resistant, but I think now police officers love them.
Honestly, it saves us a lot of litigation. A lot of litigation, because a lot of times, say somebody was inclined to sue a police officer for an arrest, and there, of course, that person was acting like an angel the whole time, right? So when they come into the police department to file a complaint, we pull that body cam out and show it to them, and we're like, "Do you still want to press charges?" They're like, "No, thank you," and they leave because they were acting like an asshole.
Yeah, it's interesting.
9 times out of 10.
Yeah,
it saves us litigation costs.
I was going to ask you also, Josh, from folks that are in west part of the county or like south part of the county may not get to Hobart, tell those folks why you think it's why come visit Hobart.
Honestly, I mean, we're like one of the only cities that have a lake. We have a beautiful lake downtown. I mean, our downtown's has made a
lake
resurgence.
on the downtown.
Yeah, I mean,
Lake
you can
George.
walk the
doubt.
lakefront. I mean, it's pretty awesome.
It's really cool.
It's a great bike ride, Kev.
Yes, it is.
It's
Oak Savannah, whatever that's called.
Yeah, you have to go through Griffith. It's sort of a pain in the ass for us because we have to go down to Griffith and then over, which is sort of a pain.
But like you said, you've got this gorgeous lake right off of downtown and a really cool downtown, by the way.
Yeah. It's coming back. I mean, we do the hometown country jams, which brings a lot of people. We do Thursdays. We do concerts or market on the Lake George. We got our downtown businesses are making a comeback. I mean, we have a lot of restaurants that are. I mean, we got people that come from all over to come to our restaurants because they're unique and they're delicious. So I mean, there's a lot of reasons to come to Hobart. Obviously, a lot of people come to the Route 30 corridor for the mall and.
But go downtown Hobart. I think anybody who's out there is just looking for something to do. Go downtown Hobart, check it out. It's really a cool place.
We're the best kept secret in the county. I mean,
it's a beautiful town. It's a beautiful city. Honestly, Hobart's it reminds me of a typical what you would picture in your mind for a typical Indiana city.
Right. That's not in Lake County.
Right. You would never think you would think this is in southern Indiana.
There's a rural aspect to it, even though it's right near one of the most urban areas in the country, right? Like right around the steel mills and stuff. And yet you still have a rural feel to your city.
We got the apple orchard, which in October it's packed.
It is gorgeous.
Albanese is in Hobart. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in Hobart that people don't even realize.
Well, 30 adds a lot. Yeah, Hobart's a great city. Mayor Snedeker has been a great mayor, 4-term mayor. 16 years as mayor, and then here comes Josh, and
going to be the next great mayor.
Honestly, I think a couple things you got to really like. The police chief is the most important hire you make early on, for sure, in my opinion, and always be there for law enforcement. That's one of the things I was always proud of that I did. And where I live, I have to obviously be way closer to law enforcement as opposed to where you live because you're in a little better geographical locations compared to me. I'm right on Chicago's border, so.
Well, I'm always of the vein, get ahead, stay ahead. So, I mean, always pay the attention like you're down. And so I think if you could have those relationships with law enforcement and you get to a point where you don't have to worry about it going to a point of, where you have to be more involved, I think it's important to be on the forefront of it and making sure we're doing the things and getting the LPR cameras and doing those things that help police do their job, which keeps crime down, and we never get to a point where it is high and it is a concern. So that's kind of my philosophy is kind of get ahead, stay ahead.
Yeah.
You have an opponent in November. I know that. I want to give you good news though, Josh. You are LOCPod endorsed.
Yes.
Officially
Nice.
LOCPod endorsed.
Nice. Do I get a T-shirt?
Oh, yeah. We had
Yeah,
a couple
it's
extra
in the mail.
ones. Oh,
Breaking news, Kevin.
breaking LOCPod news. Josh Huddlestun is now LOCPod endorsed.
After extensive review, Josh, we kicked it to the committee. Jill and I got together last night and wrote up a press release that'll be going out today nationally.
Nice.
Yeah.
I
So
think I need
We
a
wrote
T-shirt.
it at the Taylor Swift concert.
yeah, we wrote it. Taylor Swift.
I'm a
concert.
Swiftie.
Are you?
Whoa.
Did you go?
No, I didn't go. I got 3 kids, man.
Sorry, I mean the wife. I'm sure the wife would have appreciated
Yeah,
it.
no,
Josh.
we're Taylor Swift fans.
Yeah.
I am-
I was a
daughters?
bigger country when she was country. I'm a country fan.
There you
I
go.
tell you what, I think she's awesome. I do. I don't know too many of her songs anymore, but I think she's incredible and super hot, actually.
Well, I want to
Speaking of.
Yeah,
I
right.
want to fast forward a year. We're going to get you back in here when you're mayor, Josh.
Yeah.
And we're going to hear all about your first 6 months in office. You promise to come back in?
Yeah.
Thank
Beautiful.
you, Josh. Thank you for coming on LOCPod. We are very selective about who we endorse. We want to make sure they're going to win. So we determined that you're going to beat the independent candidate, and we're going to be undefeated with LOCPod endorsed candidates. So congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you coming in.
And thanks to
Yeah.
the committee. I mean, I'm sure they spent a lot of time.
They did.
They did. It was extensive. Wait, by the way, LOCPod also endorsed Eddie Melton for mayor, and he won. Look at that.
Wow.
So, yeah, we're very selective about who we endorse.
I think. Wait.
Did
who'd
you endorse the guy for
what?
Chicago
Yeah,
that didn't
Vallis
win?
lost.
Yeah, we endorsed me for Senate, too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, we're betting. You're
50-50.
gonna pull us over.
You're
the
gonna pull us
50%.
over 500.
Hey, no pressure. No pressure.
Dude,
I
like,
mean,
don't let us down, Josh.
Jeez,
okay?
that's a lot of. I mean,
Josh Huddlestun, you're going to be an awesome mayor for Hobart.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to being there with you and being your friend and watching what you do for the city because you're an excellent young professional and you're going to be an amazing mayor. I know that.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for
Awesome.
coming on LOCPod.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. And we have a video we're going to play on the way out about Taylor Swift becoming president of the United States. The only thing holding her back is the Constitution. It's a good little clip we're going to play on the way out. But I want to say thank you to Jill for coming on the show and doing a great job again today. Jay Vez, great to have you back in the studio, even though you're limping around, but we know you'll be back to full steam.
Thanks.
Kevin Smith, thanks again for being my great partner in crime and coming to you from the locomotive on Midwest Most Dangerous Podcast. On the way out, we're going to play why Taylor Swift is going to be our next president of the United States, or why she can't be. Take care, everybody. LOCPod is out.
Taylor Swift could be the president of the United States. The only thing keeping her from it is possibly the Constitution. Possibly Article 2 of the Constitution. Hear me out, okay? First thing you need to know is that video I stitched earlier, that is from Philadelphia. Last night, Lincoln Financial Field, where the Eagles play, baby. And they have 70,000 seats in that arena. She's doing 3 shows. 210,000 people bought seats to this weekend of concerts. There were still 20,000 people outside the stadium just listening and dancing. That's the pull this lady has. Hillary Clinton, when in 2016, was in Philadelphia for the Democratic National Convention. 3 nights they were there. Were they at Lincoln Financial Field? No. Where were they? They were at Wells Fargo Center, next door, like an 18,000-seat arena, because they couldn't fill Lincoln Financial Field because they're not Taylor Swift. Donald Trump's always talking about his big crowds. Donald, when have you ever sold out a fucking stadium, baby? You've never done that. You do airports. You do Cessna airports. And you have a merch line 4 hours deep, Donald Trump? Do you? No. Taylor Swift had a 4-hour-long merch line the day before the concert series even started down in Philly. The day before it started. I have never seen this many white women in one place in Philadelphia, and I regularly used to go to brunch and farmers markets. The only thing stopping Taylor is possibly Article 2, Section 1, Clause 5 of the Constitution. Because as all Taylor Swift fans know, she was born December 13th, 1989. Which means on Election Day, Taylor Swift will be 34 years old. Election Day 2024. And Article 2 states you have to be 35 years old to be the president. Now, Taylor could argue that, hey, you have to be 35 to be president. Doesn't mean you have to be 35 to run for president. Because on January 20, 2025, she will be 35. And you know who proved that you can do that? Joe fucking Biden. Because Joe Biden ran for the Senate when he was 29 years old. But you have to be 30 years old to be a senator. And Joe Biden won the election when he was 29, and he waited to be sworn in until he was 30. I'm dead serious. So Joe Biden proves that Taylor Swift could run for the presidency, and her crowds prove she'd probably win. She would most definitely win. Oh, they're gonna throw mud at her? She took down Kanye, okay? Where's Kanye right now? Huh? Where is he? Exactly. Everyone who's ever come for Taylor, they always end up with a song about them and they have less power. I'm looking at you, John Mayer. So the only thing stopping Taylor Swift is possibly the Constitution. But more importantly, it's probably Taylor herself. Because if Taylor Swift became the president, she would be giving up power.